Okay, so hello everyone. I think I'm audible and visible to all of you. Yeah, so good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday, by the way. Okay, so we are going to start a class in like next 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, so we'll wait for maybe like 1 minute more for everyone to join. Okay, so I believe I'm audible and visible, right? So you can ping me in a chat if I'm audible and visible to all of you. Yeah, okay, that's great. So now I can see something. Okay. Fine. So let's start with the class then. Let me share my screen, and I believe my screen is visible to all of you. So today, what we are going to do, so we'll try to understand a conditional statement. So if else kind of a statement, or if else, or nested if else kind of a statement, we'll try to understand with the help of multiple example, not just one or two, but a multiple examples. And then we'll try to understand a concept of loop basically. So there is something called as a for loop, there is something called as while loop. So all of these things we'll try to practice, we'll try to exercise. So let's get started, and let's try to launch our VS Code. Yeah. And inside my VS Code, so let me create a folder for today. So here we can try to create a folder, condition loops. Okay, now, so inside this, I'm going to create a first file for my conditional statement. So here, Python AI ML conditional statement.ipynb. Yeah. So this is a file I have created, and then inside that, so maybe I can try to attach a kernel for an execution. So here, let's try to attach maybe some of the environment, and hopefully this environment should work. So let me test this environment. Yeah, so this environment is working. Okay, so shall we start, guys? Everyone? Yeah, are we ready for a coding? Yes. Okay, fine. So first of all, let's try to understand some of the for loop. And again, with the basic, we'll try to understand all of these for loop statements. So yesterday I have given you a glimpse of a for loop, and I told you, sorry, my bad. So yesterday I have given you a glimpse of if else kind of a statement, a conditional statement, by the way. So where we were talking about like a real life scenario, real life situation. So every day we try to make a decision, a lot of decision. And obviously, when we try to make a decision, so that depends upon some of the events. So if this is going to happen, then I will try to do this, something like that, right? And based on that, we try to make a decision. So similar kind of a syntaxes, similar kind of a statement, you will be able to find out not just in Python, but in every programming languages. Believe me, every. So it doesn't matter whether you are writing a code in C, C++, Java, JavaScript, or maybe in a .NET. Everywhere you will be able to find out this kind of a if else statement. And even inside a Python, so we have a if else kind of a statement. So basically, this if statement is going to work when something is going to be true. So if something is going to be true, whatever code that you are going to write inside a if block, it will try to execute itself. If something is not going to be true, so in that case, code will not execute. Whatever code that you have written inside a block, basically, it is not going to execute itself. This is what happens in general with respect to if else kind of a statement. So here, let's try to understand all of these one by one with the help of some practical example. So here, what I will do, I'll try to take maybe a number. So inside this a variable, and I'm going to label this number as a 10. So let's suppose I have initiated this number as a 10. And I have to check whether this number is a even number or whether this number is a odd number. Yeah. So let's suppose a is a number, some numbers I have written over there, and I have to like perform a check operation over there that whether this number is a even or whether this number is a odd number. Now, I believe we all understands what is the meaning of even number and what is the meaning of a odd number, right, everyone? Yeah, we all understand that? Yes. So what is the meaning of even number? A number that we can divide with the number that we can divide with the 2, and if remainder is going to be 0, in that situation we can say that okay, the number is a even number, as simple as that, right? Okay, so I have a number a is equal to 10. I'll try to write some sort of a condition over here so that I will be able to do a checks. So here I'll write if, right? If a, and then here, so we have a percentile. So percentile always try to return a remainder. For example, so if I'm going to do a 10 percentile 3, so 10 divided by 3, and what will be the remainder? Remainder is going to be 1. So 3 into 3 is equal to 9, 1 will be remainder. So this is what a percentile does in case of Python, or you can say in general, right? Even in general, not just in case of Python. So in general, this is what percentile does. So it is going to return you a remainder. Okay, so I'll try to write a condition that if this number percentile 2 is equal to 0, so in that case, right? In that case, try to print what? So it's a even number. Execute. So yes, it's a even number we are able to find out. Now let's suppose if I have given over here 11, a is equal to 11. Now if I'm going to execute, it is not giving me anything because I have written if this equal to 0, then only come to this particular block. If this is not equal to 0, simply means that true or false, right? So doesn't matter what kind of an expression you are trying to write over there. It just depends upon what this expression is going to return. Let me take this expression outside. Yeah. So if you will try to check this expression outside, if you are going to execute it, it's returning what? False. Yeah. So technically this is going to give me false, and if it is false, it will not come inside a if block, as simple as that. Yeah. In Python, even I told you yesterday that in Python, so there is no concept of a curly braces for maintaining a blocks. In Python, so we try to maintain it with the help of colon and then a tab in a next line. And automatically, if I'm going to give this colon and if I'm going to hit enter, it will throw me in a next proper block or indentation block, by the way. So automatically this happens, so no need to remember anything. Yeah, if I'm not giving colon and then if I'm going to hit enter, so as you can see, it is throwing me here in a first place of this like a parallel to if, which is not a correct one. So you have to give this colon so that it will be able to understand you are trying to start a if block. So this indentation block concept is very important, and very soon, so after writing maybe like 5-10 programs, you will be able to understand that okay, or if you're making some sort of a mistake, maybe initially you will make some sort of a mistake, but yeah, very soon you will be able to realize that how we are supposed to maintain a block inside a Python, and throughout your lifetime you will have to maintain it, right? Not just here. So going forward in every classes, in every code we are going to write, whether it's a complex one, whether it's a simple one, everywhere you have to maintain this kind of a indentation. Let's suppose I don't want to write this print statement. Yeah, and let's suppose if I'm going to execute it, it is giving me what? It is giving me a syntax error. It simply means that you have defined this expression, but you have not defined that what will happen if this expression is going to execute itself, right? So what will happen if this execution expression is going to execute itself? You have to define. So maybe I can define print, maybe I can define some sort of a logic, maybe I can define some other piece of the code, possible, right? Depends upon my situation. But let's suppose there is a scenario so where I don't want to define anything, right? But still I don't want to get even an error. So I don't want to see this kind of an error over here, and I don't want to define anything, means literally anything. In that situation, I can write one keyword over here, and that keyword is, any idea? So let's suppose I don't want to define any kind of expression. Any idea, guys? So what keyword I should write? Yeah. So Chittaranjan is saying pass, Rahul is saying pass. So yes, there is a predefined keyword inside a Python. So wherever, for example, I'm writing if statement as of now. Going forward, I'll write for. Going forward, I'll write while. Going forward, I'll create a function. Going forward, I'll try to create a classes and object. Yes. And let's suppose I don't want to define anything. In that situation, I can write PASS pass over here. So pass is a predefined keyword. Now if I'm going to execute, see that error has gone. It was expecting some sort of an expression that if this is going to execute itself, then what I'm supposed to do. So I'm saying that pass, don't do anything. Yeah, don't do anything. So this is what it means, and pass is a reserved keyword inside a Python. So wherever you don't want to define something, just write a pass, and then it is not going to give you any kind of a syntactical error at least. Otherwise, it will end up giving you a syntactical error. Just remember. Okay. So here we have written that if a number a percentile 2 is equal to 0, so eventually that is giving me like a false for a is equal to 11. In that situation, right, in that situation, try to print basically even. Else, so I believe we talked about else statement. So else is nothing but if no condition will be satisfied. Let's suppose I have written n number of condition, and if none of the condition is valid, but even in that situation, I would like to execute some piece of the code. Yeah. So when all the condition will be false or everything is going to be invalid, I would like to do something. So in that case, I can write that piece of code inside else. As of now, I'm writing print, but yeah, I can write any piece of the code. Any means literally any complex logic or any simple logic, I can try to write. And it will be able to reach out to the else if all the statement that you have written. As of now, I have written just one statement, right? But let's suppose if I'm going to write 10 statement, and all 10 statement is going to be false, 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 false. So obviously it is not going to execute any of the statement. So maybe I can try to write else, but else is not mandatory as it is working even with the if, as you can see, right? So it's not mandatory that you should always write else, but yeah. So let's suppose I would like to write, I have a requirement that if all the condition will be false, then try to do this. So in that situation, I can write else kind of a condition, and I'm writing print odd over here. So if this is going to be false, obviously this is going to be false for a is equal to 11, right? It will come over here inside a else block, and whatever I have written, it will try to execute it without any kind of a condition check, because inside else we never write any kind of a condition. It's a default one if everything is going to be false. If any one of this is going to be true, then it will never come to else block. As simple as that, right? Okay. Now, so this is one of the situation for me. Now let's suppose I'm trying to hard code this value of a over here. So a is equal to 11. If I have to take this value as a user input, right? So if I have to ask my user that try to give me this particular data or this value for a, how I can do it? So a, and then I can try to call input function. So input input function, and I can say that try to enter a number. And as I have already discussed, that by default, whenever you are trying to take an input, right, by default, so input try to convert everything into a string by default. Doesn't matter what you're trying to pass, but yeah, it will always try to convert everything into a string format. Now I have to convert this if I'm expecting a number, right? If I'm expecting a number, and obviously it will be able to do a number comparison, right? With a string, it will not be able to perform this ampersand operation. It's not going to find out the remainder if it is a string because of the data type. So here what we can do, so we can try to typecast. I can say that okay, so whatever number input that you are trying to take in a string format, do one thing, convert that into a integer. So here I can try to enter any numbers, and then it will be able to convert this number. Let me print this a so that we all will be able to see what was the value of a. So I have entered 345. 345 is what? Odd. So it will try to do 345 and then divided by 2, remainder is equals to 1, and 1 is not equal to 0. So eventually it will try to fall over here. So this block is going to be false. It will try to fall over here, and it is going to print. It is basically a odd number. Making sense to all of us, guys? Yeah? Simple program, right? A basic program. Yes? Okay. Okay, fine. We'll show you a lot of programs just with respect to if, elif, else block. Don't worry. Yeah. Not just one or two. So many programs I'm going to show you. Yeah. Okay. In a different context, in a different kind of a situation, by the way. Yeah. Okay. So here, let's suppose if I'm trying to write a program, so where people are supposed to enter a name of the day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So people are supposed to enter those days. And I'm supposed to check that if it is a Saturday or if it is a Sunday, then in that case, it's a holiday. Yeah, it's a weekend, or I can say it's a holiday. So people are going to enter a day, and based on that I have to check. So okay, let's write it down. So day is equals to, I can try to ask for the input, so enter a day, and then I will try to write a condition that if, right, if day is equal to, right, day is equal to maybe Sunday, right, or or day is equal to Saturday. So if day is equal to Sunday or day is equal to Saturday, in that case try to print holiday. Else, right, else, so else it's a working day for me. Simple code. So here I have given or condition. Any reason? Yeah, any reason? I've given or condition over here. Any idea why I have given or over here? Yeah. So see what happens in case of a or. Let me write down this in a form of table. Yeah. So basically, you might have heard about this AND table and OR table. Even yesterday, I was trying to draw OR AND table, by the way, for you. So in case of OR condition, right? Again, it's a universal truth for any programming languages. So let's suppose I have a input. I have two input, right? So I have maybe input x1, I have an input x2, and then I have a output. And I'm talking about OR condition, yeah. So in case of this input can be true, there are only four combination which is possible, right? True, true, false, true, true, false, and then false, false. If this input is true, in that case, in case of OR condition, it is going to be true, means output is going to be true. Or in case of OR gate, generally we try to talk about this OR and 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 XOR in terms of a gates. If this is false, this is false. If this first input is false, second input is true, right? In that case, in case of OR, it is going to be true, means either one should be true. In that case, output is going to be true. Again, so true, false, if first condition is true, second condition is false, so in that situation final output is going to be true. If both the conditions are false, only in that condition OR table is going to give you false, right? This is what I'm trying to do over here. So let's suppose if I'm going to enter a day over here, right? So let's suppose day is equals to Sunday. I will try to enter only one day, right? So it will try to check if day is equal to Sunday. So if this statement is going to be true, I have entered Sunday, right? Day is equal to Sunday. Let's suppose I have entered, and it will try to check if Sunday is equal to Sunday, eventually true, right? Eventually true. Or Sunday is equal to Saturday. Obviously, this is going to be false, right? But true or false, if I'm going to combine this, true or false, so true or false, eventually what I will be able to get as a final outcome, I will be able to get final outcome as a true. And if it is true, then go inside a if block. Simple. So either of this condition, if I have to check, and based on either of this condition is going to be true, if I have to do some work, then in that situation I can use OR table, or I can try to use OR as a condition. And generally in class 9th, 10th, so we try to talk about this OR table, AND table, XOR table. Even during our engineering or graduation, we talk about these tables. These are the basic tables, right? A condition is very simple. In case of OR, either one of the condition is going to be true, so final result is going to be true. If both the conditions are false, in that case final condition is going to be false. And in case of AND table, let's suppose if I'm going to draw AND table, right? AND table. So again we have, let's suppose, two input. So we have, let's suppose, x1 as an input, x2 as an input, and then we have an output over here. So again true, true, false, true, true, false, and then false, false. So in case of AND, in case of AND table, right? AND gate basically. So true, true, true. If either one of this is false, then eventually the final outcome is going to be false. So false, true, false, true, false, 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 false. Simple, right? Simple over here. So this is my AND table, this is my OR table. And even in programming, so we are going to use it in an exact similar manner. The way we have like using these tables or this kind of a gates in our childhood when we were in a 9th class or maybe into a 10th class. So here it will just try to check any of this condition. Eventually, if block just looks for a final result. If final result is going to be true, I will allow to go into a if block. If final result is not going to be true, I will not allow. That's it, right? If never cares about what you have written inside it. If just and just care about only one thing. If the final result of this entire expression that you have written for a if block is going to be true, I will allow you to go in my block. Otherwise, I will not even allow you to go inside my block. As simple as that. Yeah, very simple. Okay. So because of that, now let's try to test it. So here, I'm going to execute this one. And let's suppose if I'm going to enter Sunday, yeah, Sunday. So Sunday, day is equal to Sunday. So this is going to be true. So Sunday is equal to, and equal to is nothing but it's a comparison operator. Single equal to means assignment. You are trying to assign some value. Single equal to means. Double equal to means you are doing a comparison. Yeah. So double equal to is always going to return you what? True or false, a boolean result. Single equal to will try to assign a value, and that value will eventually be a part of your main memory. As simple as that. Fine. So this is what happens, and this is the difference between single equal to and a double equal to. I believe someone has asked a question in a chat. I believe you are able to understand this now. Yeah. So single equal to means assignment. Double equal to means we are comparing two values. And if we are comparing two values, means I will get either true or false, right? So comparison is going to be successful or comparison is going to be fail. In case of success, true. In case of fail, false. As simple as that. Yeah. So everywhere you will be able to find out equal to, greater than equal to, lesser than equal to, not equal to, so many, right? This kind of an expression we are going to use. All of these operators are going to be a comparison operator. It is going to help me out to compare two values, and output is always going to be either true or either it's going to be false for me. Okay, fine. So here, let's suppose if I'm going to enter Monday, Monday, right? So in case of Monday, Monday is equal to Sunday, false. Again, it will check over here. Monday is equal to Saturday, false. Both are false. So eventually this entire result is going to be false. This entire statement that I have mentioned over here is going to be false. If this entire statement is going to be false, right? False, it will not even come over here inside this one. It will go to the next block if next block is available. And yes, in our cases, next block is available. So it's simply trying to print it's a working day, right? It's a working day. Okay, now move ahead. And let's try to write some other piece of the code. Even this code, if I'm going to execute, and let's suppose if I'm going to write Sunday, S in a capital. Yeah, S in a capital, Sunday. So what output I will be able to get, guys? See, my input is Sunday, S is capital. Yeah, I will get holiday, right? It should give me holiday, right? Yeah. Yes, everyone. Okay, so everyone in the chat is saying no. Someone is saying like a case sensitive. Yeah, that's correct. Python is a case sensitive language. Uppercase and lowercase is not same. Yeah, uppercase and lowercase is not same. So if I'm going to execute it now, Sunday is equal to Sunday. No, because S is different and Python is a case sensitive language. So even though I have entered Sunday, but S was capital, so it is giving me a working day because this condition will be false and even this condition will be false. I have to handle this situation, this uppercase and lowercase situation. So how I will be able to handle, any idea? Yeah, I have to handle this uppercase lowercase situation. Any idea how I can handle it? Yes. So can I say that I believe yesterday when I was talking about an inbuilt function, so I talked about a string inbuilt function, lower, upper. I think you remember, yeah? So can I do one thing? So whatever user is going to input, maybe in uppercase, maybe into a lower case, I will convert everything into a lower. This is going to be a string, right? This is going to be a string. I'll convert everything into a lower case. As simple as that. Now let's try to enter S capital, U N, maybe like a U N, D is also capital, A Y. As you can see in my input tab, I'm trying to enter Sunday, where S is capital, D is capital, this input, right? And if I'm going to hit enter, eventually it will try to convert this into a lowercase, right? Let me print that part. So here, maybe I can try to print a day over here, input SUN capital DAY. And here it is printing what? Everything in a lowercase, because what I have done, I have converted that into a lowercase. This was a inbuilt function we have already discussed in my yesterday's class itself. Yeah. So I can try to convert this. I can normalize it basically. So whatever you are going to input, I know Python is a case sensitive language. So I'll try to just lower it down. Whatever you are going to input doesn't matter. I'll try to convert everything into a lower cases, and my things is going to work for me. Simple. Yeah. Okay. So Aditi has pinged me some code. What happened? I have entered 45 and system gave me weekend as an answer. You can input any other number, any random things, any jargons. Let's suppose I'm entering this. Hit enter. So it is falling under which block? Else block, right? I have not handled all kind of a situation over here. So you should enter only these dates, right? So if this condition is not going to be true, by default, it will fall under this and will try to print working day. See, I have entered this. This is not even a day. So obviously it is going to print this one. I have to handle all kind of a situation, then only, right? Then only it will be able to, and I have to write this entire code carefully so that even if I'm going to enter this kind of a jargon, it should not be able to accommodate it, right? Okay, let's do it then. Yeah, let's do it. So that, because now if you're going to input anything except Sunday and Saturday, it will give you working day. Anything means literally anything, this kind of a things. If I'm going to enter, by default it is falling under else block, so it is going to give me this kind of a things, right? And it will tell me that, okay, fine, it's a working day. Yeah. So how it is possible? Doesn't string input this allowed? It's possible, right? Because I'm just allowing to enter anything over here, and this, there is no restriction I have written over here, right? Okay, let's write down the code so that if user is going to input something like this or anything except all the 7 days, it should tell that, okay, fine, this is not even a day, right? Let's try to write that kind of a condition as well. So here, what I will do, I'll write day is equals to input, enter a day. I'll try to convert this into a lowercase, fine. And then I will try to write a condition over here that if, right, if day, maybe I can write if day is equal to Sunday or Saturday, print holiday, fine. Then I'll write another condition, if days in, yeah. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So in is nothing but it is going to check inside a list. This is the list of the values I have provided. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all other 5 days, right? So here, so if this is not going to be true, then it will come and check here. And then I can try to write maybe else in this particular place. And I can say that it's a invalid day. Now try to enter anything. It will give you invalid day if it is not a day, because I have handled all 7 days over here. As simple as that. So this day in list, it is going to return you true or false. So if this day value is available in this list, it will give you true. If day's value is not available in the list, it is going to give you false. For example, so let me try to test it first. I have a list, right? And inside a list, I have a certain values. Maybe I have like a this kind of a values, right? If I'm going to write a statement that 2 in list, what I will be able to get, guys? True or false? 2 in list. Yes, 2 in list. What it is going to give me? Execute. So do we have 2 inside a list? No. So false. Yeah. If I'm going to give maybe like a 3 in list. Do we have 3 inside a list? Yes. It is going to give me true. So we have a lot of values, right? And we have to find maybe out of those values. So here doesn't matter what kind of a day you are going to input. So if it is going to be Monday, it is going to give you true. If it is going to be Tuesday, true. Wednesday, true. Thursday, true. Friday, true. If any one of this is true, so obviously print a working days, else try to print a invalid day. Now let me execute. Let's suppose I'm going to enter Sunday over here, Sunday, Sunday. It's a holiday, right? It's a holiday. Execute once again. Let's suppose it's a Monday. Monday means it's a working day, because now it's falling under this condition. So this statement is going to be true, this statement is going to be false. So this statement is going to be false and this statement is going to be true. So it's coming over here. Now let's suppose I'm going to enter something like, random. As you can see, some random values I have entered or any other values. It is telling me invalid day. So can I say that now I'm able to handle the condition? Yeah. Okay, so Rakesh is saying that give me like a, give a value Monday, M capital, Monday. Okay, fine. It's a working day. Because M was capital, not an issue at all. So I'm already converting that value into a lowercase. Whatever you are going to enter, I will eventually convert that into a lower cases. Yeah. And here I'm trying to do a comparison with all the lower cases. So it is going to work. Fine. Okay, so Santanu is asking me why to use strip. So strip means if there is a space available inside a string. At the end, if a space is available, so in that case, if we have to strip out that space, and then only we can try to use a space. If by mistake someone has entered the space. For example, when we try to give a password, right? So we try to, make some sort of a spaces at the end. And you must have seen that some system is not going to allow you to enter, or maybe like a login. So basically they have not handled this with respect to a strip. This is what a strip does. Now, so I believe this case is clear, and I believe with that if, elif and else condition is clear. So I can write any kind of a condition, any kind of a situation, I can try to handle it. As simple as that. All kind of edge cases, I will be able to handle it. Now let's see a couple of like more examples. Yeah, couple of more examples. So here, right? Let's suppose I'm going to maybe outlet, food outlet, right? And I can see a kiosk, basically a screen. Everywhere you will be able to find out a kiosk, a kind of a screen. And there will be a number, and with that number there will be a pictures. So let's suppose number 1 pizza, number 2 maybe a burger, number 3 maybe a pasta, something like that. You all will be able to find out. So here if we have to write such kind of a condition, let's see how we can try to write it. So here I can try to create a variable called a choice. I can ask user to input and enter your choice. I can simply say that enter your choice. And I'm expecting my user to enter this choice in a integer format. So I'll try to convert this choice into an integer. And then I'll write a condition that if choice is equals to 1, then print, right? So print what? So print you have selected pizza. Fine. If choice is equal to 1, just like a kiosk, right? Elif Elif choice is equal to 2, you have selected burger. Elif choice is equal to 3, you have selected pasta. Elif choice is equal to like a 4, you have selected French fries. Else, else you have a, let's suppose you have like touched somewhere else, so you have a invalid choice. So user is going to input 1 2 3 4, or maybe nothing, maybe something different, right? So based on that it is going to give a print. So if user is going to enter 1, so 1 is equal to 1, the very first statement is going to be true, right? The very first statement is going to be true, then it will print this one. Otherwise it will come to the next. Check whether user has entered 2. So if 2 is equal to 2, it will come over here. If not, then it will come to the next, right? So in a sequential manner, code will try to execute itself. Always in a sequential manner. So one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one, it will check the condition. If none of these condition is going to be valid, then for sure we have written else. Again, it's not mandatory. I have already shown you, right? If you have written else, then obviously, and if none of the conditions is going to be true, it will fall over here. And whatever you have mentioned inside your else block, it is going to just execute that particular part. Making sense to all of us, guys? Yes? Yeah? Easy, right? Everyone? Is it tough? Is it tough? No, I think we all are able to understand the base concept behind this if, elif, and else statement, right? Yeah? So I'm looking for a participation from everyone, guys. This is how we learn programming, by the way. And then try to type inside your system. So once you are going to, so more you will type, more you will learn. As simple as that, right? Because if you're going to make a lot of mistakes, obviously you are learning. Okay, fine. So here, input, maybe I'm going to enter 4. So you have selected basically a French fries. I have entered 4, right? So it is telling me that you have entered French fries, by the way. Okay, fine. Now, so you must have seen that this Swiggy, Zomato, Jepto, all of these restaurants are going to charge you for a delivery, right? Or some of these apps are going to charge you for a delivery based on the distances. Or even in Ola, Uber, if you're going to book a cab, so depends upon the distance, it is going to charge you. Not just on the distances, there are lot of other factors. Based on that, they are going to charge you. So they try to calculate even a distance, they try to calculate a fuel price, they try to calculate the traffic, they try to calculate the availability in that region, many things, right? And based on that, they are peak hours time, right? And based on that, they are going to charge you a fare. So let's suppose I'm going to book a Ola ride. Yeah, I'm going to book a Ola ride, and I have to, like, print charges based on the distance. So okay, I'll try to take input as a distance, let's suppose, right? So here I'm like asking user to enter a distance. Obviously this distance will come from my booking, but as of now we have not integrated that API part. We are not even aware about what is API, so forget about that, right? I'll just try to manually enter it. I'll just ask user to enter a distance. So now we'll write the condition that if distance is lesser than 5 kilometer, lesser than or equal to, yeah, so till 5 kilometer, this is the condition. Now it is going to return me true or false if based on checks. So if distance is lesser than or equal to 5 kilometer, in that case print, right, print the fare. So or show the fare. So my fare is going to be, fare will be let's suppose 50 rupees. Yeah, 50 rupees, simple. Then maybe I can write other condition. So if distance is lesser than equal to 10 kilometer, so in that case my fare will be 100 rupees. Again I can write a condition. So if my distance is lesser than equal to 15 kilometer, then in that case my like a fare will be 150 rupees, right? And else 200 rupees. And then else, so in any other situation, right? So in any other situation, basically I can try to print this is not a valid distance, something like that, or whatever I want. Simple, right? So again, I'm going to enter a distance, and based on that, it is going to show me my fare. So I can try to execute it. I can try to enter maybe like a over here 24 kilometer, and this distance is not valid because it's not falling under any of the condition. I have entered 24. Execute. Maybe I'm going to enter 16. So my fare will be what? My fare will be 200 rupees. So 16, it will come first of all here, 16, and then it will try to check. So I have entered 16, right? 16 as a value. So here it will come and will try to check. First, 16 is lesser than equal to 5. No, false. I will not go here. I'll come to the next one. Then I'll try to check here. 16 is lesser than equal to 10. No, it's false. Again, I will not go here. I'll check the next block. So here I will try to check. 16 is lesser than equal to 15. No, false. Again, I will not go here, right? I'll not go here. I'll come and I'll try to check the next one. Then I'll try to check here. That 16 is lesser than equal to 20. Yes, it's true. So if it is true, print this one. And this is the reason I'm able to get this as a print. Fine. Yes. What if we write 20 to 5 order in this case? So yeah, if you have written 20 to 5 order in this particular case, so even if you are going to enter 5, it will be able to give you true. So whatever you will write, it will try to print. Simple. Otherwise, just try to give maybe two parameters. Distance should be lesser than this or greater than this. So only that bracket it will be able to consider. Yeah. So it depends how I'm going to write the condition. So there is no hard and fast that you should always write a condition the way I'm showing you. It's all depends upon your own creativity. Yeah. Okay. Now moving next. So here, right? So here maybe we can try to, uh, see some nested if else kind of a block. Yeah, nested if else kind of a block over here. So let's suppose I'm like driving, right? I'm driving. So obviously I should maintain a speed, first of all, if I'm driving. And then wherever there is a signal, I'm supposed to stop myself, right? Otherwise, it will be a violation. And when I'm driving, so obviously I have to maintain a like a speed of my vehicle on any like a road, because for every road there will be a different kind of a driving speed. Okay, so let's try to write some sort of a condition with respect to a signal and a speed. This is something that we all observe in a regular basis, daily life, right? So here I will try to take a variable speed, and I'll try to ask a user that try to input a speed. What is your speed, right? And then I will try to like create a variable, and then I'm going to ask a user to input basically a signal. Signal means yes or no. So whether there is a signal or whether there is a no signal, red signal, by the way, right? Only for red signal, let's try to write it down. So here I'm going to say that is it signal trip, yes or no. User just supposed to enter these two things. One is a speed and one is a signal. And even if user is going to enter this yes or no in uppercase or lowercase, I'm converting that into a lower cases. So it doesn't matter. It will not be a case sensitive now. Now, I'm going to write a condition, right? I'm going to write a condition that if, right, if speed is basically lesser than, right, lesser than equal to maybe a 60, right? And then I have to write more conditions. Yeah. So if speed is lesser than 60, but still there is a signal, right? Still there is a signal. So in that case, I'm supposed to stop. Otherwise, fine will be imposed. So basically, what I'm trying to show you that there will be a if inside if. So I can write if inside if inside if inside if inside if, means condition inside condition inside condition inside condition. So I can try to write even a code in that particular manner. I just have to take care of the indentation of this particular code. So this is called as nested if else kind of a statement. So one inside another. So here I have written if speed is lesser than 60, right? So fine, my speed is lesser than 60, which is a valid speed, I would say, right? Lesser than equal to 60 for majority of the road. And I will try to check a signal condition that if signal is yes, right? Signal is yes. So in that case, I should stop my vehicle, right? Else, else I can continue my journey. Yeah. So first of all, it will come over here. If this condition is valid, then it will try to check these two conditions. Yeah. If this condition is valid, then only it will come inside this condition. Means simple. I told you, right? So if this is a valid one, then whatever piece of the code which I have written inside, it will try to check that. If this itself is going to be false, then it will not even come inside this particular block. So I'm trying to maintain this particular block. Okay, let's go out of uh, let's go out of this piece of the code. Fine. I will write elif condition over here. So elif condition. So I can say that if speed is lesser than 80, so obviously it is greater than 60, because if it would have like a lesser than equal to 60, so basically it would have like a fall under like or came under this particular condition. But yeah, so let's suppose if I'm writing over here that speed is lesser than 80, right? And in that situation, I can directly print. I don't want to like, keep a nested over here. So I can try to print over here that you have already violated the speed limit. Now you have to pay a fine, basically. If my speed is greater than 60, because let's suppose for that particular road, the speed is like speed limit is 60 kilometer only, right? Only. So here, if I'm going to execute, it will be looking for two input. So as you can see, it is asking me for my speed. So let's suppose I'm giving speed is equals to 55. Enter. Now it is asking me for my second input. Is it a single trip? Yes or no? Signal, is it a signal trip? So I can write yes. So now it is printing, I should stop my vehicle. Simple, right? So first of all, it is taking two input. One is speed. Speed is equals to 55 I have given. Signal is equal to I have given yes as an input. So first it will come to this block, this line. It will try to check that, okay, so 55 is lesser than equal to 60. True? If it is true, okay, let's try to execute this block, the highlighted one. Fine. This particular block. This is a part of this if statement. This block is a part of this if statement. Now again it will come over here. So in this block I have written again a if statement. I could have written anything else, right? But I have written if statement, let's suppose. So again it will try to check that if signal, what is the value of signal? Yes. So yes is equal to yes, true. So if yes is equal to yes, true, then go into the block of this if, the internal one, right? And then try to print, I should stop my vehicle. So it is printing, I should stop my vehicle over here. As simple as that, right? As simple as that. So here, let's suppose again, if I'm going to execute this, and this time, if I'm going to enter maybe 65 as a speed, and then I'm trying to, like, put a signal is equals to, let's suppose, no or yes, whatever, you have already violated the speed limit. So here what is happening? Let's try to understand. So I have given input of speed is equals to 65 and signal is equals to yes. Yeah, these were my input. It will try to check over here that 65 is lesser than equal to 60. No, it's false. So it will not even go inside this block. It will not even look into this code. It will jump directly into the next condition if there is a condition. And yes, I have written that condition. Yeah, it's not mandatory, but yeah, I have written this condition over here. So now it is trying to like check that, okay, so 65 is lesser than equal to 80. It's true. So it will come here and it will try to print it. I can write this nested if else statement even over here, even inside elif, even inside else I can write it down. Anywhere I want, I can write if else elif kind of a statement. Simple. I can write if elif else as well. This is how this if else kind of a situation is going to work. So whatever is going to my condition, one by one, whatever condition which I have to check, I, I can write it down. Doesn't matter whether I have a hundreds of condition or maybe a thousands of condition. One by one, I can try to write it down. Or maybe I can write those conditions here itself in one single line. Possible, right? I'll say that, okay, fine, check this, check this, check this, check this. So maybe and or kind of a situation I can try to create over here. Yeah. Okay. Now, so let's try to see a couple of like a more example. Yeah, more example. So generally, right? So generally, we used to get a student discount. There are many platforms so which gives us a student discount, right? On different price type or price tag basically. So let's suppose I'm going to buy a laptop. Yeah. And many companies offers us a student discount, especially let's suppose Samsung. So I believe there is a student discount available with respect to Samsung. You just have to submit your ID card or maybe some valid proof, and they are going to give you some student discount. Even many platforms like Azure, even they are giving you some like a free access of the instances for a student, right? And they're giving you more like in terms of free access as compared to the regular free access for anyone else in this world. So let's try to write that kind of a condition over here. So let's suppose I'm going to purchase a laptop. Yeah, I'm going to purchase a laptop, and maybe I'm a student or maybe I'm an employee, right? So if I'm a student and if there is a price tag on a laptop, right? So on a different price tag, I will be able to get a different kind of a discount. As an employee, I will get a different discount. As a student, I will be able to get a different discount. Let's write it down in case of if else kind of a statement. So here, what I will do, I'll try to like ask user to enter occupation. Yeah. So enter your occupation. Fine. So student or employee or anyone is going to enter their occupation. And then I'm going to like ask to enter a price. Yeah. Price of the laptop. So input what? So enter the price of laptop. Okay, fine. So here I'll do a typecasting for this price. So I'll just ask user to like input all these things inside a integer, right? Now I'll write a condition based on this occupation, based on this price. So what I want, so I would like to offer, let's suppose I'm a store owner, right? And there is a discount which is like a ongoing for students and the employees. So if there is a student and if price is maybe like greater than 10,000 for a laptop, let's suppose, right? There's a laptop like with a price 10 more than 10,000, right? So let's suppose price is greater than 10,000. So I will try to give a student discount, right? If price is lesser than 10,000, in that case, I'll try to give some other discount. Maybe in case of 10,000, I'll try to give maybe like a 15% discount. If price is lesser than 10,000, then I'll try to give maybe 5% discount, a small discount, right? So this is the kind of a condition I have to write in case of student. Then I will do the same thing for an employee, a different kind of a discount I will try to apply. So how? Let's try to understand. So here, if occupation is student, I don't want to write this price. Let me delete this. Yeah. So if price is maybe greater than the 10,000, right? Greater than 10,000, let's suppose, as per my condition. Fine. And occupation is student. So first of all, it will try to check you are a student or not. Then if this is true, if occupation is true, student is equal to a student. If this is true, it will come inside this block which I'm writing now. So if price is greater than 10,000, I can try to print over here, print, print over here that I will give you maybe 15% of discount. Yeah, 15% of the discount I will try to offer. Else means if price is lesser than 10,000, that will be the else condition, or it may be equal to, because equal to I have not handled, right? So else I will give you maybe not 10%, I'll give you 5% discount. Yeah, I'll give you 5% of the discount. Okay. So this is one of the condition. Once this condition will be successful, then only it will come to this condition. Otherwise, it will not come to this condition. Okay. So this is for student, right? Now, what about employee? So if you have entered occupation is equals to employee, right? Occupation is equals to employee. If price is greater than 10,000, sorry, I have to write like a elif, not if. Okay. So if occupation is equal to employee and if price is greater than 10,000 for employee, 10% discount only. And if price is lesser than like a, 10,000, then in that case, only 3%. Because for an employee as compared to student will be able to get more discount, employees will be able to get less discount. Okay. Is it making sense? So here you will be able to see that I have written nested inside a if as well as I have written nested inside a elif. I can write anywhere. I can even write inside the else block. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I'm really fine. For example, let me write some like a nested inside else block. Yeah, else means let's suppose you are neither a student nor a employee. Let's suppose I have entered some XYZ kind of a things. Yeah, XYZ kind of a things I have entered. Any dummy things I have entered, right? So here I will write if price is greater than 10,000, I will give you 5% discount. So for anything that you are going to enter, I'll like if price is greater than 10,000, I'll give you 5% discount. And then if price is lesser than 10,000, I'll give you only 2% discount. In case if you have entered anything random, anything means XYZ, whatever you want, FSDS, right? If you're going to enter, in that case, I'll give you this kind of a discount. So as you can see, I'm able to write this nested inside a if block, inside a elif block, and even inside a else block. First condition, it will check from here. If this is true, go here. Otherwise, come over here. Check this condition. If this is true, go here, right? Otherwise, fall under this one and then execute this. Is it making sense, guys? Yeah, fine. So depends upon me, by the way. Depends upon me. The way I would like to write a code, and just like a story. Basically, it's just like writing some sort of a beautiful story. That's it. So whatever condition that I have in my hand, I will just keep on writing those conditions, and system is going to behave accordingly as per my conditions, right? So here, let's execute this part. Let me print this occupation and price both. So print basically occupation, comma price both. So whatever I'm going to enter, you will be able to see it now. So here, occupation is equal to some random things I'm going to enter, and price is, let's suppose, something like this I'm going to enter. So basically, occupation wise, I have entered some random values, and price is something like this I have entered, right? So price is obviously greater than 10,000. So it will not be able to validate this, neither this one. So it will not even go inside a first if block, this highlighted one. It will not even go inside this one, by the way. It will come directly where? In a else condition. And this is like price number I have entered, way bigger than 10,000, right? I've just entered this number. So here I'll give you 5% discount. So yeah, I'll give you 5% discount. I'm able to print. Simple, right? So one by one, one by one. So wherever it will see true, it will go there. Otherwise, it will fall under else condition. And then whatever you have written inside else condition, you will try to follow that particular part. So in all of these blocks, I can write my own custom code. This is what I'm trying to tell you. That's the whole idea behind this example. Are we comfortable, guys, all of us, with respect to this if else block? Are we comfortable now? Yeah. Are you facing any kind of issues? Maybe like if you are trying to execute something and you are not able to do it, maybe you can ping your code inside a chat. Quickly, I will try to resolve your issues. Yeah. So if you are trying to write your code and if it is not working, ping me your code. I'll fix it immediately within 30 seconds, maybe. Okay. So no issues. In that case, we can move ahead, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So this is like if else, if else, if else. And okay, it's working, sir. Amazing. Okay. So basically, in this way, I can write any kind of a condition in this entire world based on whatever data set, whatever condition, whatever situation you are going to give me. And believe me, this is a piece, this kind of a code we will be doing daily. Means whenever you will come inside the class, we will be writing some if else. Although it is not going to be a if else class, still we will be writing it because we have to write the condition, right? Because if we are writing a logic, obviously in a logic we have to write a condition. So I will be using this kind of a blocks on a daily basis. So it's not like we are studying something today and from tomorrow we will not even use it. No, every class almost we are going to use it without any if and but. Okay. Moving next. Yeah. So let's try to talk about a loop basically. Let's try to talk about a loop. So to discuss about a loop, maybe I can try to create a new file. And here I can write Python AI ML is your batch, by the way, and then loop dot IPYNB. Let's try to learn loop. Again, this is amazing, right? You all are going to love it, this loop part. So I'm going to select a kernel, select it. Okay. So what is loop, by the way? And again, loop is something that you are going to use on a daily basis today onwards. Daily means literally daily you are going to use it in every classes, right? So here loop means if some entities are iterable entities. Iterable means what? We have a indexes, right? So if some values are stored with respect to some indexes or maybe some key, depends, right? Depends. So I can go through all of those values one by one, one by one, one by one, and then I can try to extract all of those values as per my own need. Yeah. Yeah. Rakesh is having one question. Yeah. Please go ahead. You can put your question here inside a chat. Yeah. Okay. I'll be waiting for it. Let's move ahead. Okay, so Rakesh is asking me one question that can you assign x is equal to 5 and y is equals to 5 and then try to print its address. So address of basically this x variable and this y variable you are looking for, right? Correct? Yeah. So if you're looking for address of anything, for example, he has given me like x is equal to 5 and y is equals to 5. Yeah. So there is a function called as id function, and that is technically it's also an inbuilt function, and this is going to give you basically a address. So x is equal to this and then id of y. So id of y is equals to this one. Now you will be able to find out that in case of Python, yeah, he has asked me a question. I am able to understand why he has asked me a question, right? So, yeah, so I can understand why he's asking. You will be able to find out that this address and this address is actually same. Yeah, this address and this address is actually same. So basically in case of Python, so whenever some variable is already available with the same like a number, right? Same unit. So what system will do? So system will try to assign a new variable. Let's suppose I have already created x is equal to 5 and then I'm trying to create y is equal to 5, but 5 is already available, right? 5 is already available. In that situation, what it will do? It will not try to reserve a new address. It will try to use the same address. I think that was your question, Rakesh, right? Yeah. So basically, it always like Python automatically reuse this immutable object, immutable. So basically, integer is an immutable object. Now I'll show you one more condition as he has asked me a question. So a is equal to, let's suppose I'm writing sudh, yeah, and b is equals to I'm writing sudh, same sudh execute, and then if I'm going to write id of basically a and id of basically like b, so basically, it's again going to be same. Now I'll show you one more example. So I'm going to create a list, a small list I'm going to create. Okay. So inside this list, I have three values, 4, 5, and 6, let's suppose. Fine. And again, I'm going to create a list L1. And again, I'm going to assign a value 4, comma 5, comma 6 over here. Execute ID of L and ID of basically L1. Is it going to be same this time? Any reason why it is not going to be same? See, in case of a string, it was same. Even in case of integer, it was same. So floating point will be also same. In case of this one, what will happen? Yeah. Okay. Everyone is saying like no inside a chat. Any reason? Anyone? Okay. Okay. This execute. It's not same, right? Okay. I'll show you one more example. Let me just tell me like, is it going to be same or is it not going to be same? So here I'll try to create, let's suppose C is equals to number. This is the number, right? And D is equals to same number. Whatever number I'm using as a C, I'm going to use as a D. Now ID of C, this one, ID, so integer. So we have already tested for integer, right? And ID of basically D over here. Is it same? It's an integer, right? I have not used list over here. Same thing, same first case. So in case of first, it was same, but in case of like, this integer, both are integer by the way. My C is integer, my D is integer, and I have already tested this integer over here. So X is equal to 5, Y is equal to 5. This was also integer. So in this situation, this address was same, this address was same, right? Both address was same. But what happened over here? So even this is integer, right? What happened over here? Any reason, guys? Here address is not same. Yeah. Yeah, it's a different address, but what is the reason? I'm looking for a reason, by the way. So basically, so any integer you are going to write, which is beyond 256, right? So it will not be cached. Means it is not going to give a reference to the same one. So it's greater than 256, so it is not working. That's a simple reason. Yeah, that's a very simple reason. If there is something which is in between -5 to 256, it is going to reuse or it is going to catch it and then it is going to reuse it. Same memory location. But if there is something which is lesser than -5 and greater than 256, it is not going to do that. Uh, this is like how, and this is what Python follows internally, by the way. So hope I'm able to answer your question, Rakesh. Yeah. Okay. Now moving next, for loop. Yeah. So and now we are able to understand all the differences and comparison. Now, for loop. Someone has asked me question, I believe, some different question. Let me see. Okay, there is no question. Nagendra has asked, you might be lowercase input. Okay, so Nagendra has also already given some answer. Okay, moving next. So for loop, basically, let's try to talk about loops. So what is loop? Loop is nothing but a kind of a, a feature, you can say, or kind of a functionality inside any programming language, not just in Python, even in Java, even in C, C++, everywhere you will be able to find out, where it will help me out in terms of extracting a data from a iterable entities. Now, you must be having a curiosity that what is the definition of iterables? Again, there are two terms technically comes into picture: iterable and iterator. Both are different term, right? Maybe I'll be talking about those terms after talking about a for loop example. After giving you a couple of for loop example, I'll be talking about these two terms. Just remind me if I'm not talking about it, just give me a reminder. I'll tell you the differences between iterable and iterator with a beautiful example so that you will be able to understand in just one go. But yeah, let's try to talk about loop. So here we have a list, and inside list I have some data. Yeah, I know that inside a list, all this data set will be stored in a form of indexes. Yeah, in a form of indexes, data will be stored at 0th, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. And with the help of indexes, I will be able to extract a data. Fine. So I can write technically list of maybe 0. I can get a data from 0th indexes. Maybe I can like write a list of 1. So I can get a data from index 1. I can write maybe a list of 4 over here. I will be able to get a data. And if I'm writing list of, let's suppose, 40, I know 40 index is not even available. So eventually I will get a error. Yeah, error. List index out of range. So we all are aware about a indexing operation, and we all know that list is going to store a data with respect to indexes. Okay, that's cool. Now, one by one, index by index, I'm able to extract a data. But I had to write those indexes, right? Again and again, I have to write like index is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever number of indexes I have. And that's kind of a tiring approach. Again and again I have to write like indexes to fetch those data. And if I have to write a condition that fetch only this data, that data, fetch only those data which is divisible by 2, or maybe fetch only the odd numbers, maybe this approach is not going to work for me, right? Index wise operation is not going to work for me. So I need a entity, right? I need an entity which can help me out to go through this data one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one automatically, and extract a data. Making sense to all of us? Yeah. I'm just trying to give you a definition of for loop, by the way. So I need a entity. I need someone to help me out, basically, right? So I need someone to help me out in terms of extracting those data one by one, one by one, one by one automatically. I don't want to, write this kind of a situation, list of 0, then 1, then 2, then 3. Let's suppose I have a millions of records, millions of items inside a particular list. I can't write like a like a list of 1 till million, right? That's practically impossible. So I want some entity who should help me out. How? So basically, that should help me out like in such a way that automatically it should go here, then after this here, then after this here, then after this here, then after this here, and then automatically it should stop itself wherever it will be able to recognize that after this there is no entity, so that I will not get any kind of a error. Because here when I'm writing some indexes which is out of range, it is giving me error. So again it's like uh, kind of frustrating for me, right? So let's suppose I have a millions of records. So how would I know like where I have to stop? Yeah, there is a length function, I can check the length, but still, I mean like by mistake if I have entered some indexes which is not available, negative index or maybe positive indexes, I will end up getting error. Means it will break my code basically, right? Because once I will get an error, code will come out of the entire execution, so it will break my code. So I don't want that kind of a situation. So this is where this loop comes into picture. Yeah, this is where this loop comes into picture, and it is going to help you out in a easiest possible manner, and it's very easy to learn, very easy to write even. So we have a list. Let me write it down. So we have a list over here, right? We have a list. I have this data. I will simply write for loop. So for is a keyword, reserved keyword inside Python. So I can write for I in L, right? I in L, print I. Are we able to extract those data, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one by one? Yeah. Are we able to extract those data one by one automatically? Yeah. 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. because this data is now not available in a form of list, right? This data is available as a separate entity. Okay, I'll try to explain you once again, not once again, maybe more than like a 10 times with a different example. So here I have written, just forget about this loop. Forget about this loop. Let's suppose I don't understand this part. Yeah. Just see this data. This was a list, one single entity. Inside that we have 5 records. I'm able to print all of those records one by one here. There is no list. One by one, I'm able to extract and I'm able to print it down, right? I'm able to print it down. So technically, I'm able to extract this data. And that was a whole idea behind a loop. So how loop works basically? So here for, when I say for loop, right? For loop over here, and then I say I in L. Now let's try to understand in a reverse order, not in this way, in a reverse order. L. What is my L? This. Yes, this one. In is a reserved keyword, for is a reserved keyword. So it will go to L, which is my list, this list basically. So for I in L variable list, and first of all, it will start. If I have not written anything, I can even like a write where to start. But let's suppose I have not written anything over here. It's a plain for loop. So by default, it will start from where? It will start from my zeroth index. I have a zero index, then one, then two, then three, then four. This is how data is being stored internally, right? So automatically it will try to go to index number one. My cursor will be here, right? My cursor will be here. So for I in L, now it will try to extract automatically this data at zeroth indexes. Now what is the data which is available at zeroth indexes? 1. Yeah. So it will try to extract that data. Now when I'm extracting some data, I have to keep it inside a main memory if I have to do some sort of operation. Agree? Yes. Let's suppose if I'm extracting one, right, from a memo, so from one location, from this list, if I'm trying to extract it, right, extract a data, so I have to keep it somewhere, right, because I have to do some sort of a processing with the data. Maybe I have to print it. Even to print those data, I have to keep it somewhere inside my main memory, inside my RAM, by the way, in my computer. Yeah, inside a RAM, I have to keep it somewhere in some addresses, by the way. So I will try to extract this one, and then I have to hold it in some temporary variable. Yeah, temporary variable. Temporary means I'll keep on changing the value of those variable. That's the reason I'm saying temporary variable. So this is what I. So first it will run, and then I is equals to 1. I is equal to 1. It will extract the data, and then I have written a block. So inside this I have written print I. So okay, it will print 1 first. Then it's a loop, right? It's a loop. So it will keep on working automatically. That's the reason it's called as loop, right? So it will keep on working. So it is now able to print 1. Then again it will go and check, do I have a next element available inside this entity? So yes, I do have a next element. Okay, do one thing, extract that next element. So what is the next element? 2. Yeah, at index 1. So 2 is available. Now again try to pull 2. Now I will become what? 2. Now again come inside the loop and then print it. Again go here. Again go here and try to, so I is equal to 2. Again go here in this place. Again, do I have a next element available? Yes, I do have a next element. Extract it. So now I will become 3. Now what I'm trying to do? Print it. Then again I will go here. Again I will try to check, do I have a next element? Okay. So yeah, I have a next element, I is equal to 4. So again try to print it. Then again go here. I'll try to check, do I have a next element? Yes, I do have a next element. So I is equals to 5, right? This last element 5. So again it will go here. Again it will try to check, do I have a next element? No, there is no next element. In that case, terminate the loop, right? No, don't look for next element over here. So this is how this for loop is working. I is nothing but it's a temporary variable over here. Now instead of I will be writing my name and it will work. As simple as that. So every time I'm printing I, means I'm trying to put a value inside I, I'm printing it. Let's suppose I'm writing not I will write SUDH. It's fine. You can write your name, my name, doesn't matter at all. See, result is going to be same. Yeah. So basically for Sudhanshu in L list. So again, it will go to the list, first element, then second element, the third element, then fourth element, then fifth element, one by one extract a data. And then after extraction, what I have to do, I have to print it. After extraction, I'm trying to print this data. Okay, print it then. Simple. Now, after extraction, let's suppose I have to basically do some sort of addition. Means, so when I'm extracting a data, I should add maybe some numbers, or maybe I have to multiply. So after extraction, so extract a data and then multiply with 4. Not an issue. See, so first what it will do, so first it will try to go to list. In list means go to list, right? Go to list, extract 1. So SUDH is what? 1. Now SUDH into 4. So 1 into 4, 4. Okay. Extract 2. So this 2, 2 into 4, 8, 8. Okay. Now go to the next, extract 3, right? So this is equal to 3, 3 into 4, 12, 12. Then go to the next, try to extract 4, right? So this is equal to 4. So 4 into 4, 16. Okay, 16 then. Then try to go to the next. So this is equal to 5, right? 5 into 4 is equal to 20. Got it? Yes? Yeah? So Rani Ratna is saying understood how index values increase. This is what for loop does. So when you are not writing anything, it will always look for the forward indexes. Steps, next step. Step size is equal to 1 by default. I can configure a step is equal to 3, 4, even 8, 10, whatever I want. The way we were doing it in a slicing operation, if you remember. But by default, if I'm not writing anything, next, then next, then next means next indexes, next immediate index. So it will always try to increase by 1, 1, 1, 1 automatically if you have not mentioned anything. If you are going to mention, then obviously it will behave in that manner. I'll show you that part of code as well. But are we able to understand this basic block of for loop? Yeah. This is what loop does. So loop is going to help me out to iterate. This is called as iteration. So I'm trying to iterate over to the collection one by one, one by one, one by one as per my need. And I believe we are clear with respect to this variable. So this variable is a temporary variable. It's holding a data just for that particular iteration. Index 0, then index 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So for particular iteration, it is holding a data so that I will be able to do some sort of operation. Because if I have to do this operation, I have to hold a data somewhere into a memory, right? Maybe for a microsecond. I have to hold the data before throwing it out inside my console. Yeah, before throwing it out inside my console, I have to hold this data somewhere so that I can do this kind of operation, multiplication, division, addition, whatever I want, right? I have to do that operation. So this is where this temporary variable comes into picture. Generally you will see I, but I is not a keyword. You can write my name, your variable name, whatever you want. You can just try to give that variable name. It will work because it's just a variable, just a variable. So variable name can be anything as per my choice, right? So never get confused with respect to I. Even I will be writing I majority of times. It's pretty much convenient, right? It's kind of a habit you can say, but that doesn't mean that I is a reserved keyword. Like I have written my name, you can write your name. It will work simple. Or any other variable ABCD name, you can just try to put up over there. Yeah. Okay. Now, so here I have a list again. Inside this list, yeah, inside this list, maybe I have a couple of data set. I have maybe some string over here, some floating point number over here, and some Boolean variable over here. This is my list. Yeah. So, and someone is asking me that try to filter out. Yes. Try to filter out only integer. Means when you are processing this entire list. So when you are going through this data one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one, when you are going through this data, okay, you have integer, you have a string, you have floating point, you have a boolean, but I'm not interested in any other data. I'm just interested in a integer data. So out of this list, try to filter out only a integer data. Yeah. So yes, I will be able to do it. Now to do that, first of all, I have to reach out to the data. Yeah. I have to reach out to the data. How I can reach out? Now I think I know the way, with the help of for loop, because for loop is going to help me out in terms of reaching out to the particular data set, right? Everyone? Yeah. So can I say that for loop is going to help me out in terms of reaching out to that particular data? So, and once I will be able to reach out to that data, means if I'm able to reach out to this data, and maybe this data, can I say I can write a condition? And based on condition, so I have already like talked about if else kind of a statement. So I can write a condition over there, and then I will try to print. Simple, right? So to filter out just an integer, I have to do two things: reach out to the data, write the condition. Yeah. Eventually, I will be able to filter out the data set. Let's do it. Yeah. It's going to be very easy. So here I will write for I in, I've used I in L, print I. So now it is able to reach out to all the data. And as you can see, it is trying to print everything. But do I need all the prints? No, I don't need it. Right? What I need just an integer over here. Yeah, I need just an integer over here. So as of now, it is able to reach out to all the data. It is printing everything, but I am not interested in this data. I'm just interested into my integer data. So what I can write over here? So try to bring all the data one by one, one by one, one by one, and then for every data check. So if I can write if over here, if type of, so type will try to give me type, right? So integer, string, variable, boolean, whatever it is. So if type of I means data that we are trying to extract is equal to integer, right? Because type will always try to check. If it is an integer, it will return me int. If it is a string, it will return me str. If it is a boolean, it will return me bool, 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 right? If it is complex, it will return me complex. So I'm just trying to check that if type of, so return whatever this is going to give it to me is equal to integer, then let's change the indentation. So I'll keep this print inside my if indentation. Now execute. Can I say now I'm able to print just a integer? So I'm able to reach out to the data, and then I'm able to filter out based on my condition. Yeah, I'm able to filter out. Indentation you have to maintain, guys. Many of you are going to make a mistake as a beginner. So like I said, so in 3-4 classes you will be very much comfortable. So more you will write a code, more you will be become comfortable. So for I in L, what is happening over there? So it is going here, then here, then here, then here, then here, then here. So I is equal to what? I is equal to 4. Okay. So inside this block, it will come, if block, it will check what is the type of this 4. Yeah, I means I is equal to 4, by the way, I is equal to 4. So what is this type of this 4? Type is this 4 is basically integer. So this is going to give me int. Yeah, int is equal to int, true. Print it. Go inside now if print it. Now it's a loop, right? So it will keep on running unless and until I'm not able to reach out to the last one. Let's suppose when it will come here. So let's suppose I is equal to SUDH. I is equal to SUDH. It will try to check type over here. So what is the type of I? So this time type of I will return as str. So str is equal to integer? No, false. Don't even go and print. But still it will run the loop. Go to the next element and check. Right? Go to the next element and then try to check. Fine. So this is like a what, and this is how I'm able to filter out the entire data set. As simple as that. Okay. Dhruv is like have pinged me some code. Let me see what is his code is. So invalid int this what you have written. So basically this is you are doing a typecasting of I. Yeah. So basically you are doing a typecasting of I. So it is trying to print you till this point. But when it will reach out to the SUDH, right? And you are trying to convert. So I will become SUDH. So integer of SUDH. Is it going to work? Technically, it's giving you error here, right? So you are writing integer of type conversion of SUDH. Is it going to work? No. So this error and the error that you are getting is exactly same. See, for SUDH, it is giving you error, right? Basically, it's a typecasting issue. Simple. So int means it looks for like a integer based string, right? Otherwise, it will not be able to do a typecasting for you. Simple. So that's the reason it's giving you an issue. So hope it's like makes sense to all of us. So similarly, if someone is going to ask me to filter out maybe a string, to filter out maybe a floating point number, to filter out maybe a Boolean variable, I will be able to filter out all of these values. In a very simple manner, I will be able to filter out all of these values with the help of for loop. Okay, now let's try to consider some like different examples. Yeah, some different example. Let's try to understand. so that understanding about a loop will be even more clearer. So, what is typecasting? Okay, I think I talked about it. Typecasting means converting one variable to another variable type. Means like a integer string to integer, integer to floating point number. This is called as typecasting. I talked about it, I believe, multiple times, and we have all even done that. So, I think you should focus inside a class more. Yeah. Okay. Moving next. So, let's suppose same example, right? We have a list. And basically, someone told me that try to extract a data out of the list. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Now, after extracting a data, run the loop. That's also okay. It is giving me all the output one by one, one by one, one by one. I don't want it. What I want to keep all the data into a separate list. Yeah. So my problem statement is try to extract a data from this list L and try to create another list basically and try to keep all the integer data in one of the list. Yes. Yeah. That is my requirement. Anyone who can do it? So my requirement is very simple. See, as of now, it is giving me one by one output. I'm not liking it, right? I'm not liking it. So I basically wanted to hold all the integer data into some different list. Yeah, some different list. I would like to hold the data. So how I can do it, by the way, how I can hold like all the data into another list. So I believe I talked about a list append function yesterday. Yeah. We talked about a list append function yesterday, right? Now what I will do, maybe I'll try to create a list over here, list L1, a blank list. I'm not keeping anything inside this list L1, a blank list I have created, right? Anyhow, I'm able to go through all the data. Anyhow, I'm able to write the condition. Okay, that's cool. Now let's try to call L1 dot append. Append what? So L1 dot append. Append what? So whatever I means whatever data is able to satisfy this particular condition. Append it. Append we have already discussed. It will keep on adding data at the end of the list. Yeah, right. So yesterday itself we have discussed about the append, insert, and all the other list inbuilt functions. So this is where I'm going to use a append. Maybe I don't want this one. Maybe I can like try to print a final L1. So see, I'm printing this. So how it is able to print like all of this? So first of all, it is adding 4, then 5, then 6, then 8, then 98, then 1. So I'm trying to print it every time, right? Maybe I can write print outside of this for loop. Now it will just print only one time. Yeah, outside of this for loop. So here, one by one, I'm going through the data. I'm trying to check the condition and then I'm trying to append it. So finally, I'm able to get a data into list L1. Even here, if I'm going to call list L1, I will be able to get all the integer. So now I have a list in which I have a integer. As simple as that. That's cool. We are able to do it. Now, let's try to understand a different kind of a for loop. Yeah, for loop. So there is a function, there is again an inbuilt function you will be able to find out called as range function. What range function does? So let's suppose if I have written range is equal to 5, execute, right? So basically this range function is an inbuilt function which helps us out to produce a data, technically a integer. Yeah, produce a integer. So when I say range is equal to 5, what it will do? It will try to produce a data starting from 0 till 5 except 5. Now, what does this mean? Right? So, see, again, I'm going to repeat my statement. So, range is an inbuilt function which is going to produce an integer for me, only and only integer. Yeah, it's an inbuilt function. And I'll be because I have to use a range in a for loop. That's the reason I'm talking about this range function, inbuilt function. So basically, this is going to produce a data starting from, if I've written 5, so it will automatically start from 0, right? So a starting point is going to be 0. it will go till 5 except 5, just like a slicing operation. Yeah. So basically it will try to produce a data from 0 to 5, but except 5. 5 is not a part of data, although it is showing you, but yeah, 5 is not a part of data. How I can see the data? Yeah, how I can see the data? So maybe I can try to do a typecasting over here inside a list so that it will be able to show me all the data. So see, this is the data technically range will produce. Yeah. So I have written 5. So it will try to produce a data till 5 except 5. So it is not going to consider upper bound. So I can try to give this as a range. I can try to even give start from 1, go till 5. I can even write range in this way. So a starting point is 1. So here I have a starting point, but starting point by default is 0. Right? If I have not given something, then it will try to consider the starting point is equal to 0, and then till like this is going to be the end point. It will try to produce. If I'm writing range starting from 1, go till 5. So okay, it will produce a data. It will start from 1, go till 5, except 5. Always the upper bound is going to be silent, as you can see, starting from 1 going till 5 except 5. Yeah. So till 4 I will be able to get the data, just like slicing we have seen, right? So this is basically to produce a data. If I would like to produce an integer, so basically I can try to use a range function over here. I can try to give even a jump or a step size. So start from 1, go till 5, take a jump of 2. By default, jump is 1. So even if I have not mentioned jump, there is a jump, right? What is the jump size? So from 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4. So by default, it is taking a jump of 1, 1, 1, right? I can try to define a jump. Jump is 2. So start from 1, take a jump of 2. So 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. But 5 is what? 5 is my upper bound. So I will be able to get this data. So just like a slicing operation, but yeah, this function is going to help me out in terms of producing a data, by the way. Yeah, in terms of producing a data, this function is going to help me out, which you can try to use not just in a for loop, which I'm going to show you now, but in a multiple places, you all will be able to use this particular one, because in many places you have to generate a data and then you have to go through those indexes. Yeah, go through those indexes. Okay, that's cool. Now, let's suppose I have a list. Yeah, I have a list. Inside my list, I have maybe a data set, so many data set I have. SUDH, this kind of a data I have. Yeah. Now, the question is that I have to extract a data out of this list, but from all the even indexes, I have to extract the data. I have to extract a data from this list, the list which I have given to you, but only from a even index. Even means a index which is divisible by 2, right? So only from a even indexes I have to extract a data. So any idea how we can do it? Yes. Yeah. Any idea how we can do it? So I have to extract a data, but this time not based on the condition. So like even integer or something, integer or maybe string or something, right? This time based out of the indexes. And we know that inside a list, data will be stored at 0th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on in a forward direction, in a backward direction, -1, -2, -3. These are something that we have already that we already understand, right? So how I will be able to extract a data basically only from a even indexes. So to extract a data from a even index, first of all, I should generate that number, means like even index number I should generate, means 0, then 2, then 4, yeah, then 10, sorry, then 6, then 8, 6, then 8, then 10, and so on. Depends upon the total data which is available inside the list. I have to generate those indexes. If I'm able to generate those indexes, fine, I can go through those indexes and then I will be able to get the data. For example, right? For example, if I know that 0 is an even index, I can print list of 0. If I know 2 is an even index, I can print data from 2 to second indexes. If I know 4 is an even indexes, I will be able to print the data. But beforehand, I am supposed to be aware about 0, 2, and 4, right? Yeah. 0, 2, and 4. So if I'm able to get this 0, 2, and 4 values programmatically, I will be able to go through this list and I will be able to extract the data. Yes, everyone? Yeah? Someone is suggesting me like this percentile approach, but where percentile approach? List of percentile you will do? I mean, like list is not an integer, right? So how you can do a percentile? How you will be able to get a remainder out of it? How you will get the remainder? So that approach is not going to work, by the way. Yeah. So now let's try to understand. Like I said, if I know somehow, I don't know how as of now, but yeah, somehow if I know 0, if I know 2, if I know 4, I will be able to start the data. Okay. So this is my list. Fine. Now, range function. Just now I have discussed about range function. Yeah. So maybe I can take a help of range function to produce those even indexes for this entire list. So here, just to show you, I'm using list, right? So here I can write a range and I can write start from 0, maybe go till 20 and then take a jump of 2. Can I say that it is producing all the even number over here? Just this statement is producing all the even number over here. So can I say that maybe I can try to iterate through this number and I will become this number, let's suppose, right? And then L of I means L of 0, then L of 2, then L of 4, then L of 6, L of 8, L of 10, L of 12. I will be able to get the data. Yeah. So L of 0, L of 2, L of 4 means I will run this inside the loop. I will be 0, then 2, then 4, then 6, and this, right? So L of I can write L of I basically, right? So L of I. So L of I where I is equal to 0, L of I where I is equal to 2, L of I is equal to 4. Maybe in this way I can try to write it down, right? Okay. Now, so I have to produce a record, right? I have to produce a record with respect to the length of the list. It should not like I should not even do like this way 40 or 50 or maybe some random number, right? Because we know that if I'm doing L of 36, it will give me error. What kind of error? Index out of range, right? So I should produce this particular indexes within the range of this list. So what I can do over here, so can I say I can simply over here that lower bound means start from 0 and my upper bound is going to be what? A length of list. Length of list is going to return you what? Length of list is going to return you the total number of element inside the list, right? So total number of element is basically what? 13. Total number of element is going to be 13, right? Indexes is going to start from where? 0 till 12. Indexes are not going to be 13. There is nothing called as L of 13, right? The total number of element is 13, but index starts from 0 by default. Yeah. So here, can I say I can just try to give this one, and now I'm able to produce all the indexes. Yes, I'm able to produce all the indexes. This is giving me all the indexes, by the way. Yeah, this is giving me all the indexes. Okay, fine. Write a for loop now. So for a range for I in a range range of what? Start from 0, right? Go till length of list and then just as of now I'm printing I means indexes. So index 0, 2, 4. So it's coming from here. I have already shown you this value, right? By default, it shows you in a tuple format. But when you write a for loop, one by one, it extracts. So this is also a iterable variable. One by one, it will try to extract the data. So basically, here, these are the indexes. Yeah, these are the indexes. So I is equal to 0, I is equal to 2, I is equal to 4, I is equal to 6. Can I say now I can write L of I? Yeah, L of I. So L of 0, L of 2, L of 4, L of 6. Execute. Can I say I'm able to extract the data from all the even indexes? Check. This is my L. And can I say I'm able to extract all the data from all the even indexes? So I just need this one, right? Because I know the indexing operation. Yeah. So I just need the indexes. So if I'm able to get all the even indexes, okay, fine. L of 0, L of 2, L of 3, L of 5, and so on. Extract the data. Is it making sense to all of us, guys? This for loop? This is nothing different, by the way. It's simple like indexing operation we have done, and we are just trying to produce the indexes. That's it. Nothing more than that we are trying to do over here. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Now someone is going to ask me a question. Yes, now someone is going to ask me a question that, okay, you are able to, produce a data from the even indexes. You can even do it from odd indexes. You can even do it from an index divisible by 3 or 4 or any number. That's okay. Try to show me a same operation, not same, similar kind of operation. Try to show me a similar kind of operation. So where in a reverse direction, right? In a reverse direction, it should be able to print a data from all the even indexes. Now that's a question for me. Odd indexing means what? Just try to generate like a, so instead of like writing 2, write 3 over here. So from odd indexes, I think not 3, length of 3, right? So 0 plus, yeah. So 0 plus 3 is 3, 3 plus 3 is equal to not. Odd means I have to write the condition there. Yeah. So 2 means basically 0 plus 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. Yeah. So for, okay, let's do it for odd as well. So to do it for odd, what I have to do, I have to generate all the odd numbers, right? Everyone, I have to generate the odd numbers. How I can generate odd numbers, by the way? Yeah. So let's suppose I'm doing the same thing. So let's suppose I'm like, going through whole indexes this time. I have not, let me write down a fresh code for this. So someone has asked me that do it for odd number. Okay, I'll do it for odd number. Remove this 2. Removing this 2 means what? I have all the data. Means it will produce all the indexes, right? Within the range of list, it is going to produce all the indexes. Now I have to write a condition over there that if I percentile 2 is not equal to 0, not equal to 0, right? Then just for that indexes, print I. This is a odd. You can check now. Index 1, index 3, index like a 5, then index 7, then index 9. We are able to print the data. I just have to write one single condition in between. Yeah. Just have to write the single condition in between. So I am now I'm able to print the data from odd, all the odd. Okay. Now coming back to my previous question. So someone has asked me that, okay, you have a list entity over here and try to print all of this data in a reverse order. Same data, this event data that we were trying to print, right? This event data. So I want Kumar first, then true, then 345, then 0, then 9, then 7, then 54. So in this order, I would like to produce a data. Yeah, in this order, I would like to produce a data. How I can do it? It's again very simple. See, here it is able to fetch, here we are just doing an indexing operation, right? So I have to work on my indexes, whatever data which I'm producing for our indexes, I have just have to work on that part. Yeah. So I have to do something with a range so that, in a reverse order, let me write down list so that you can see the data. Yeah. So I have to work on this one. So as of now, this is giving me this index. If it will give me index 12 here, then 10, then 8, then 6 in this order, then obviously I can try to fetch the data, right? So I have to work on my indexes part basically. So how I can do it? So maybe I can try to start from this one. My starting point is going to be what? My starting point is going to be length of L, 13. And I will go till what? So I'll try to go till maybe, let's suppose a 0. And I will try to take a jump of what? So if I'm going to execute this, what will happen, guys? Any idea? If I'm going to execute this now, just recall the concept from a slicing operation. Okay, people are saying like same. How it is going to be same, man? Plank, right? I told you when I was talking about slicing. So you are trying to, take a jump in different direction and your data is moving in a different direction. There is a conflict. So there will be a blank data. I think I have already talked about it in a slicing operation with the example. Yeah. Someone is saying out of indexes. Slicing never gives out of index error. When you are doing indexing operation, then it gives it out of index error. Slicing never gives you. Even your like a length or some boundary is out of the range. That's okay. Slicing never gives you any such kind of error. So here I have to jump in a -2 direction. Okay. So here I have to print, first of all, my requirement was to print all the even indexes. So maybe length minus 1, I'll try to start. So 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. 0 is gone because 0 is my upper bound and upper bound is silent. So any idea, guys, what I'm supposed to give as an upper bound over here so that I will be able to get 0, because 0 is a even number, right? So 0 percentile 2 is going to be 0. Yeah. So I think we all know the answer. I have already talked about it in case of my slicing operation that, okay, this is the upper bound. Let me give -1. So I'm able to get 0. So now I can use this index range, right? 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. So simple. It's all game of basically a indexing. So for I in a, I can write a range of basically this. So this is going to produce what? This is going to produce this list. Print what? L of I. Are we able to get the exact same value, exact same data? This data, but in a reverse order. Yeah. So the only game which I'm trying to play over here with respect to indexes, if I'm able to generate a correct indexes, I will be able to fetch a data the way I want. Simple. And this is where range is helping me out in terms of producing a indexes as per my logic, right? As per my logic, it is like, helping me out. So hope this example is also clear. Now we all know how to play with the indexes, right? So from any indexes in any situation, in any condition, we all will be able to fetch a record. Yeah, we all will be able to technically fetch a record. Fine, everyone? Yes? Okay. Shall we discuss more example on for loop? Shall I give you more and more examples? Yeah. Anyhow, we are going to use like a for loop a lot of times, right? Again, I have to discuss so many things in for loop. There is something called as break. There is something called as concept of continue. All those things will be discussed. But yeah, uh, I think with the help of these examples, now we are able to understand a loop. Let's suppose we have a tuple. So we have a tuple. Now inside tuple, I have some data. Fine, I have some data. So I have to extract those data. I can do it for I in t. Easily I am able to extract the data, right? One by one, one by one, one by one. I don't have to do anything extra, anything different, right? For example, I have a set over here, right? Inside set, I have a data set. So kind of a data I have inside a set. So this is my set. Yeah. Now for I in S. Yeah. Everyone. So even from set, I'm able to fetch the data one by one, one by one, one by one. Yeah. I'm able to fetch a particular data set. So this is my like a set, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10, so on. We are able to fetch the data. For example, we have a dictionary. So we talked about dictionary. So let's suppose this is my dictionary. I have a key, I have a value, I have a key, I have a value, I have a key, I have a value. Yeah. I have a key value, key value, key value kind of a pair. Now, so for I in D, will I be able to execute this code by the way? Anyone? Or is it going to give me an error? Will I be able to execute this code? I have a dictionary, right? And I have written for loop for a dictionary, like the plain for loop I have written for a dictionary. Is it going to work for me? Yeah. Is it going to work? Okay. So almost everyone is saying no, it is not going to work. Why? What is the reason? Okay. Dhruv is saying yes. How it is going to work? I mean, like in case of dictionary, there is no concept of indexing, right? And for loop works on an indexing. Next, 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 next. Yeah. So how it is going to work? At least especially this piece of a code, it is not going to work, right? It is not going to work. Yeah. So that's a problem, right? That's a problem. So basically I have to extract this key value pair. I have to extract maybe just a value. I have to extract maybe just a key. I have to extract maybe both, key value pair both. So how I will be able to extract it? We all know that in case of dictionary, if I have to access some data, so basically I can write instead of indexes, I can write key, and then it will be able to give me all the respective values. We have also seen in my yesterday's class itself that dictionary is having an inbuilt function called as items, right? So basically items is going to return me key value pair, key value pair. We have also seen that dictionary is having another like a function, inbuilt function, which is going to give me just a keys. Yeah, just a key, all the key I will be able to see. We have also discussed that there is a inbuilt function called as values, right, which will just try to give me a values. So if I have to extract all this, let's suppose I have to extract, so this is not going to work, by the way, if I'm going to like execute it. Yeah. So I mean, like just giving me a key over here means just giving me a indexes. So technically, like for loop works on a indexes. One by one, it goes to a indexes. Now there is no indexing concept over here. So if there is no indexing concept, it will just try to print. Technically, it should print a value, right? Because in case of a list, in case of tuples, what it does, go to index 0, then 2, then 3, then 4, print the values, respective values. But here it is, I'm not getting a values, by the way. Instead, it is giving me just a key by default one, right? Default one. I'm not interested in that. Maybe I'm interested in the value, right? What I should do. So here I can write for I in dictionary dot keys. Yeah, dictionary dot keys. So it will be able to print all the keys, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in values basically. So key you can try to consider as a indexes and then try to print a respective data. So I can write what? D of I. I'm able to get the data, right? A value actually. I'm able to get it. So this is nothing but this is going to give you what? This is going to give you the list kind of structure. This dictionary dot keys is going to give you list kind of a structure. And I'm just trying to iterate over to it, right? I'm just trying to iterate over to it. Yeah. I'm just trying to iterate over to it and then I will be able to get the data. If I'm looking for only key, I will be able to print. If I'm looking for key value pair one by one, I will be able to print. If I'm looking for just a values, I will be able to print. Technically, I will be able to extract all the data with the help of for loop from a dictionary. So this is how for loop is going to work with respect to a dictionary. Now, so case by case, obviously you have to think and then you have to write the code. It's not like everywhere you will just write like, for I in L or I in D. I mean, like blindly, you should not write it down. So I'm going to give you a lot of problem statement, right? Some problem statement will be complex. Some of the problem statement will be simple. Some of the problem statement will be, very, very complex. Try to solve all of those problem statement throughout this 5 days. Yesterday, I have already given you assignment. So it's already uploaded inside your dashboard. I don't know whether you have checked that or not. Plus, please check this out and you have a time. So yesterday, you will be able to find out assignment inside the 11 October resource section. So here we have a assignment. 11 October was yesterday, right? Yeah. So inbuilt function assignments, as you can see, assignment docs, as you can see. So this is the assignment which I have given to you. So try to open up this assignment and try to solve this assignment. Even for today's class, I'm going to give you a bit heavy assignment. So not so here I think I have given 22 questions, right? Today I will be giving you a different kind of a question. So where you have to sit, apply a brain, and then you have to write the code. Take a help from AI, but as minimum as possible while solving the assignment which I'm giving you today. That will be uploaded by tonight inside your dashboard. Yeah. So maybe you can start working on this assignments from tomorrow onwards. But believe me, if you are able to solve majority of questions, right, even by taking some sort of help from AI or somewhere, or maybe you can discuss with your fellow batchmates, that will be even better. We have a group for that so that we all can do a collective study, discuss it, discuss about the logic, make a mistake, right? You will make a lot of mistakes, that is completely okay. Sometimes you'll feel stuck, sometimes you'll feel frustrated, sometimes you will take a help of AI. Everything is okay, right? At the end of the day, you have to solve the assignments, because that is going to give you a power by which just by next weekend, before next Saturday, you will be pretty much comfortable with a Python indentation, then this for loop, and then this if else kind of a block, and then all the other stuff that we have discussed around a variables and a list, tuples, dictionary, and set. Some of the assignment you have to search something. For example, if I'm asking you to, like, do a Fibonacci series, print a Fibonacci series, or print some sort of pattern, so you have to do some sort of like, you have to think and then you have to solve it. It's not like you will just sit and then, like, write for I in L and then everything will be done. And I'm assuming that all of you are going to solve it. Try to solve it. I insist everyone to solve it, because that is going to give you a lot of capability. And before coming inside the class Saturday, right, believe me, you all will be super super efficient in a class if you are going to solve it. If you are not going to solve it, then no one can do anything, believe me. Yeah, no one can do anything. Because like I told you even in beginning, that try to spend only 3 4 week of time. Don't have to spend the years of time or maybe an entire life. Just couple of week, right? And you will be comfortable. But if you are going to follow my way, if I'm asking you to do it, just do it. Fine. So assignment will be uploaded inside your dashboard by tonight, when I will upload your recordings, and then start solving it. You have enough time. I don't have any issue if you are taking a help of AI or maybe someone else help. I don't have any kind of issue. I have a issue if you are not solving your assignments. Simple. Because if you are solving it, even if you are doing some sort of a copy and paste, it's fine. I will be considering that you are at least learning, right? At least you are on a correct path. So maybe sooner or later you will be able to learn. So more you will type, more you will learn. You don't have to train your brain. First of all, try to train this 10 fingers, right? So that it should work automatically on your keyboard. And if you're able to achieve that, believe me, 90% of your life problem will be solved. Whether we are going to discuss machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, or any other things, 90% problem will be solved. And you will start enjoying all of those chapters and syllabus, because then you will be able to build it. You won't be having just a theoretical understanding, because people who have a theoretical understanding, they will be always in a chaos, that somewhere I know theory, but maybe I have never built anything in my life, right? And believe me, that kind of a person, you will be able to find out a lot out there, maybe in your friend circle itself, and they will be always in a dilemma. They will be always in a self doubt that maybe I will be able to crack this interview or not, maybe I will be able to build this or not, that or not. So to build anything, maybe next 1.5 month of time, to build anything which I can showcase to the world, first of all, I have to train these 10 fingers with Python coding. Start your fingers training first, right? Don't have to apply much of brain. Brain will work automatically. Yeah, brain will work automatically, and fingers will start typing it. But yeah, that kind of efficiency you will be able to get once you will solve a problem which I'm going to give it to you. Sounds great, guys. Everyone, yeah. So are you going to do it? I'm not going to do it. Yeah, so I'm expecting that. Don't give me excuse, right? Maybe spend half an hour of time, 1 hour of time. Not, I'm not saying that, okay, so sit 6 hour, 8 hour. No, not at all. Half an hour to 1 hour. This is what I told you even in my induction session, a very first session, right? So I don't want any one of you to, dedicate 6, 8, 10 hours. No, not at all. That's not required, right? This much of effort is not required. If you are putting that much of effort, then believe me, you can build anything in this world. But yeah, to get a job, to get into a market, to keep yourself relevant, I think 45 minutes to 60 minutes of daily effort on your upskilling, on your learning is the only need, with discipline. And maybe you can give a break to yourself, that okay, this day I'm not going to work, this day I'm not going to learn. You can give a break to yourself, that's okay, right? Even I used to give a break to myself, that okay, today I'm not working. And when I say I'm not working, literally I don't work, I don't reply to anyone's messages, I don't even, like, take classes, because break is required. We are human beings, we are not robots, right? So give yourself a break. But when you are not on break, show some discipline. And discipline means consistency. And believe me, it's very tough to achieve. So a person who achieves a discipline and consistency, that person will never fail. And that's again a reality. Yeah, that person will never fail. That person will never, like, see a kind of a negative things anywhere, right? That person will be always positive, and yeah, progressing in a life, basically. So this is a philosophy which I follow personally. Like, I have adopted this uh, after practicing for so many years, and I advise all of my students to do the same. so that all of you will be able to enjoy a healthy life and obviously a growth inside your life. Not just because life is not just about, working and then this job and all. So life is also about enjoying, spending time with the family, doing something that we want. So I always suggest, everyone to enjoy a life. But if you are like, working in a disciplined manner consistently, it's fine. You don't have to like take attention for 18 hour, 20 hour. Oh, yes, so you're right. We need this type of motivation. See, motivation will be gone in some time. So once I'll close this lecture, and once you will sleep and then wake up in the morning, motivation will gone. Discipline is something which your body, your mind will adopt. So that's the reason I keep on saying. See, motivation is everywhere. I'm not the first one who is like telling you this thing. Go to YouTube. There are like a better motivator than me, right? Who have talked about a better sugar-coated line or beautiful lines about growth, life, achievements, and all those success and everything. But believe me, motivation never helps. It's a cheap dopamine, right? It will hit you maybe for like minute or two or maybe hours. After that, by morning it will be gone. But yeah, discipline and consistency, if you are able to adopt in your life, then it will be with you, and that is the only thing which will help you out. So never look for motivation. Another advice. How you are doing this much of hard work? I'm not doing hard work, I'm just working. Like, it's my regular routine. Where I'm doing hard work? I'm like taking classes is my regular work. Writing code is my regular work. I sit with my team, write a code, build a project, develop it. Then I have like a lot of time I spend with my kids. I have twins, so I used to spend time with both of my kids. And yeah, with family, with my like father and mother, I used to spend time a lot. With my brother, yeah, I do spend a lot of time. So even with friend, I go out. I do a lot of party as well. Lot, yeah. So basically, so Venkat is asking me what is your daily routine. So I generally like wake up in between 7 to 8 somewhere, right? Uh, Half an hour I used to give a time to myself. I'll not touch a phone in between like that particular time, half an hour or 1 hour or early morning hour. I never touch a phone unless and until. And yeah, so even if you'll see my phone now, right? Maybe I can show you. So my DND will be on all the time. So I always keep my phone on do not disturb mode, and there is no notification, not even a WhatsApp. So unless and until I'm not opening a WhatsApp, I never get a notification, and my phone will be always in a DND mode, because I think phone is one of the biggest disturbing element in a human history, right? Not just for me, for the entire humankind, right? Someone will, I mean, like what I will do with the notification, like someone is sending me some notification from some app or maybe some news notification. Okay, it's fine, I don't know about news. I'm like, nothing is going to change in my life. I mean, like, I should not know about all the news and everything which is happening out there, right? So basically, I just try to avoid something, something which like distracts, uh, especially like social media. So I just post it and leave it. So and then maybe I'll check in a evening time or maybe sometime in the afternoon for 2 to 5 minutes. If someone has responded, then I'll even respond or comment if that was required. So and rest of the time, so either I will be spending time with my kids and families, or I will be sitting in front of my workstation. This is how I spend my day. Okay, you stopped routine. Okay, fine. So I generally wake up like I told you 7 to 8 between. Sometime like 6:30 also. But yeah, 7 to 8 is my regular. 8 is max. So even if I had like a party, let's suppose this night, max to max I will be like awake by 8 o'clock. Then I'll try to give some time, half an hour of time. Then I'll try to spend like 2 3 hour of time just with my kids morning time, because that will be their they're just 13-month old, right? So both of my kids. So basically 2 3 hour quality time without any kind of a disturbance, no touching of phone or anything. I'll not even receive call or something, right? Means complete distraction, complete like distant from my like a phone or all those like digital things. In a weekdays, because in a weekend I have a class from 9 o'clock morning itself. So for example, today Saturday and Sunday, so I have a class from 9 o'clock. So I was not able to give much of time to my kids in a morning time. So afternoon time I have given to them. But yeah, in general, Monday to Friday, so I had a lot of time. So 2 3 hour quality time. Then I'll do my breakfast. In between, I'll have my tea and breakfast. light breakfast, and then I'll start working with my team, maybe couple of meeting, couple of calls, and a couple of status check about Euron and all the other like businesses which I'm running, and then like back to coding and learning. Simple. This is what I do daily basis till evening 7 to 8 o'clock, max to max. Yeah, 7 to 8 o'clock. After 7 to 8, I don't work. Again, Saturday, Sunday. So today it's 9 as of now. I'm still working because it's a weekend, and on weekend I have a class. I'm not taking classes nowadays in a weekdays. I just like take classes in a weekend. Previously, I had one batch, interview batch, which I have already finished. So yeah, I don't have like any batches in. You have other businesses too? Yeah, I have couple of that. Forget about it. Like, let's not talk about that. Okay, so that's my routine. Maybe we can go ahead with some of the questions from your side, guys. Don't ask personal question. Maybe I'll not be comfortable. Just let's stick to a programming question. So yeah, Aditi, go ahead if you have any question.
Yes, can I share my screen?
Yes, sure, you can share your screen. Go ahead. Anyone else, guys, who would like to share their screen or maybe have any question? Raise your hand, please. If you don't have any question, then I think agenda is clear. Okay, so Subhas, yeah, Subhas, what is your question? Subhas, I think you can unmute yourself. And Aditi, you can share your screen, I believe.
Yeah, I can share my screen now.
Yeah.
My question is with respect to this thing, the first line,
I can't
day.
see your screen, ma'am. So please try to share one second.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not able to see your screen, by the way.
oh, okay. You can request sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can share. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. No, no.
Oh,
I've
okay.
already allowed you. You just have to,
Yeah.
click select. Yeah. Now it's appearing. Yes. Yeah. Now tell me.
Okay. Great. My question is with respect to the first line. So
Okay.
day is
Fine.
equal to string. What
Hmm.
is the what is the relevance of using string here?
Nothing basically. See, input is a function. Just try to hover your mouse on input. Yeah, just hover your mouse on input. Yeah. Now read out the output format of this. So read a string from the standard input. The trailing new line is stripped, and prompt give a string if so the prompt string if given is printed in a standard output format. And if you will see the signature of the function, so after arrow, what is written? str. What does this mean? So the meaning is very simple. Doesn't matter what you are going to enter inside the input function. It will always try to convert everything inside the as a string basically. So it will try to convert everything inside the single quotes basically. So if you have written str over there, so string to string type casting you are trying to do doesn't make sense. I mean, like, you can do it. This will not give you error, by the way, but doesn't make sense because
Okay.
by default input is giving you everything in a string. Even if you are going to enter integer, it will be a string. Even if you are going to enter a special case character, it will be a string. You can try entering that.
Yes, yeah, you're right. That's what I did. I thought putting str means that you are compelling the user to actually just type a string. Like you
No, no,
have
no,
to.
no, no. We are not
Okay.
compiling user basically. So we can't even compile in a Python, by the way. We can only give an instruction. That I'll teach you
Okay.
in a function part. But yeah, so by writing a string, so it's typecasting means take a value, convert it into a string. But by default, my value is available in a string. So even if I'm converting again into a string, will not make any sense. That's the reason. So in majority of cases, I have taken what? Integer. Wherever I am looking for an integer input, right? I know that that input function will take anything as a string. I'll convert that into an integer.
Okay.
So if I'm
Okay.
writing int, that will make sense if I'm expecting a input as a integer, only integer. If I'm going to put some sort of a character over there, ABCD, or maybe like some special case character, hashtag or at the rate, something like that, right? Again, integer typecasting will not work. If I'm using integer typecasting, there should be an integer inside a string, only integer inside the string. So int typecasting will do the job, but yeah, this is technically not making any differences. The first line of a statement str.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And my second question is with respect to the code that you had written for
Mhm.
if.
Okay.
So you had written something like if something something, and then again an if. So my
Hmm.
question is, why can we not have if suppose day is equal
Hmm.
to Saturday,
Hmm.
and suppose temperature is equal to hot. Can we
Hmm.
do that? Like, can we have two different uh, parameters in one if statement? Why do we need to have two if
Just,
statements?
just copy this line. I have already pinged you. Just copy this. And even this in different block. Just copy this code.
Okay.
I have just pinged you in a chat. Yeah. This one, another block I have pinged you. So in another next block, just try to uh, paste it. Create a new coding block. Yeah. Now paste a second one inside this one. Okay. Now just try to check. I have shown you both kind of example. In first example, in a first if statement, right, which is running inside your tab number 9, basically, a ninth number of line of your code base. So here we have written two condition together. Yes.
Hmm.
I could have written this if I could have written the same condition inside if and if. So if day is equal to Sunday, or then if day is equal to Sunday. So maybe try to check some other condition, or maybe for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So basic, and again, just check the second statement. So here occupation is equal to student. I could have written, instead of writing the new if statement inside the if, I can even write in this way. So remove the if, internal if part, and in the external if itself, try to write occupation is equal to student and price is greater than 10,000. And yeah, price is greater than 10,000. Both are actually same. And then do this.
Oh, okay.
So it depends upon me. See, if and else is just a block which is given to me. Simply mean that it is like, asking me for some sort of a filtration. It depends upon me whether I'm writing it together, I'm writing 10 condition together, I'm writing one inside another, one by one, I'm trying to check. It just depends upon my creativity. That's it. Nothing much. Even,
Okay.
yeah. So I think I'm able to give your answer.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit confused about this. I was like, why are we not using the and operator? But yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Basically, yeah. So basically, there is, I think yesterday when I've shown you this one of the examples, so over there I have already used and operator, and even I have drawn the table. So today I have not used and, but I have used or, by the way. But yeah, yesterday I have already
Hmm.
used and operator, and I can write this code
Hmm.
in this way. So see, programming and coding is all about a creativity. As simple as that. I can write a same logic in 10 different way, and maybe you will be able to write the same logic in other 10 different way. At the end of the day, that logic is going to give me the same output, but the way we are going to write can be different. Right? So that's the reason. So we all, so whenever you will start writing a code, right, you will end up forming your own style of coding. And every one of us has a different style of coding, by the way. Yeah. And that eventually happens. That will happen with all of you, believe me. So once you will start building a project, start building a product, start writing more and more code, believe me, after some time, unknowingly, you will feel that I have my own pattern to write a code, and you will follow that pattern. And everyone of us has a like a pattern, right, in terms of speaking with someone, in terms of behaving with someone, right? For everything we end up forming a pattern. Same thing happens with the coding. So it's just more like a behavioral thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, next is Suhas. What is your question, by the way? Yeah, Suhas, I think you are on mute. Okay, if you don't have a question, I'm just removing the permission then. Fine, guys. So I'll try to upload assignment. Try to write more and more code, like I told you. Train your 10 fingers. That's very important for now. Believe me, soon you all will be comfortable. If you are not doing it, believe me, even if you are going to spend 1 year of time or next 5 year of time in terms of learning, you will not be comfortable. Yeah, that's a fact. So choice is yours. Sir, I didn't know you called me. Yeah, I think you raised your hand. Nagendra, you have raised your hand. Yeah, go ahead with the question. Then Suhas. Yeah, Nagendra, you have
Yeah,
question?
sorry, sir. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
sorry,
ahead.
sir. I didn't know you called. Sir,
Okay.
actually, in that if statement, I did a mistake, but why my output came like this, I not able to understand. Can you share my screen, sir? How?
Yeah, sure. Share your screen. So I'm promoting as a panelist. Share your screen. Nagendra, what is your question? Yeah, Nagendra, you have question? You are already on unmute. Suhas, in between, share a screen.
Hello, Sudhanshu.
Yes, sir.
Yes, share a screen, Suhas. Yeah, Nagendra, please go ahead.
Yeah, I oh, could you please explain how to give the print statement in for loop in if conditions? It is coming out of the loop, na? If
Yeah,
condition,
basically, so I'm
yeah,
like, I have written that print statement out of the loop so that it will create the entire list. It will means append all the data into the list, then give me the print.
yeah. I got confused while printing in this.
Because if I'm writing inside, right, if you remember that piece of the code, if I'm writing inside, it simply means that every time it is printing, means appending and printing, appending and printing, appending and printing, so in that way it will end up printing like a multiple times. So that's the reason I have kept outside that terminate the for loop, means complete the for loop, and once that will be completed, my list will be prepared, and then try to print it. That was the logic behind it. That's the reason, so I have written print out of the indentation of for loop, means parallel to for loop basically.
Uh, while printing triangles on like this time,
I'll
this
give you as an assignment. Try to solve it. I'll discuss couple of like things in a next week, because next week also I have to talk about like a for loop, then while loop, and break and continue inside the for loop. But some of these like a printing statement, star pattern, and other patterns, I'll try to give even inside the assignment. Let's see how many of you are able to solve. Anyhow, I will be discussing couple of like complex examples.
thank you.
Yeah, but yeah, try solving it first of all by yourself. Suhas, you can share your screen, man. So I think you have a permission to share.
Sir, my system is hang, but I have written the code here in the chat box. Uh,
Okay, this is your code, input interday. Okay, let me copy and paste this code.
uh, so actually, I did a mistake there. B equals to equal Saturday. I have not written, but why this? When I'm typing Monday, it is giving me holiday. So I'm not understanding the logic actually behind this mistake.
So when you are entering what?
When I'm not entering B equal to Saturday,
Hmm.
it should give it's a working day, but it is taking the if statement block.
When you are entering Monday.
Yeah, when you're entering Monday. But this that B equal to Saturday, I have not written there, sir. Only B equal to Sunday I have written.
It's a working day. Yeah, it's fine.
Sir, in that code, in the start line, B equal to Saturday, I have not written. Directly or Saturday I have written. Is it a syntax error or logical error, sir?
No, there is no error I can see over here. Which part is the error? There is no error at all here.
Sir, I have written the code in that way. Sir, look at my code in the chat box. B equal to Sunday, or I have not written B equal to Saturday. B equal to Saturday.
You have written that. I can
Yeah, I have
ask.
not written. Yeah, I have not. Previously I have not written that. I'm
Okay,
asking.
so
Yeah.
you are saying that. Okay, so in this way you are like trying to do it, right?
Yes, exactly, sir.
Okay, so basically it's trying to take a wildcard character over here. So let's suppose it's like this one, it is trying to validate. So this one will be false by default. Yeah, this one will be false by default. Now here, so let's suppose I have entered what? Monday. Let's
Yes,
I have
sir.
not even entered Monday. I have basically written MOK and DAY, right? Now this will come as a string. Yeah, this will come as a string.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I will try to check this condition for B, and let's suppose B is equals to, if I'm giving B is equals to, not this one, it's a wild card. So basically, it's trying to give me, when I say B is equal to this one, so B is equal to Sunday, or B is equal to Saturday. So it's trying to give me basically a string. Means it's giving something to me, right? It's giving something to me. So in case of, let's suppose if I have written if, and if SUDH,
Okay.
and then print, right? Maybe test. See, it is coming inside the block. So basically, if you are giving any kind of a string, so by default, this will behave as a wildcard, I would say, and it allows, because this it try to consider as a true. Making sense? Let's suppose I am writing 5 over here. Again, it's coming inside the if block. Let's suppose if I write anything different, like anything, right? Any like over here, any valid things basically, if I'm going to write, so it try to consider that as a true statement, and it is coming inside the if block. So that's the reason. So technically, You have written Monday. This statement is returning Saturday. So Saturday as a string, and I have shown you if there is some string, it behaves like just like a wildcard. Doesn't make sense more over here, but still it behave like a wildcard. And then if allows to get into a block. That's the reason it's coming. Fine.
So, sir, may I know what is the meaning of wildcard?
So basically, a kind of a situation so where like things are not defined as per the logic. A wildcard entry.
Okay.
You must have seen Big Boss or something, right? So there will be a wildcard entry without even like having any kind of a credential or something. So similar kind of a situation happens over here. So it
So
allows. So
by mistake, I did this mistake and I was not able to follow the logic why the if block is giving.
no. So
Thank you so
basically,
much, sir.
this always works. Put any string and then write any kind of a code inside this block. It will always work. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Next is Dhruv. Go ahead with the
Yeah,
question.
just I have to share my screen. There is just one code. Actually, it is giving such
Okay. Yeah.
output.
Share your screen then. Nagendra, what is your question? Nagendra, you have question? Okay. Yeah, Dhruv, you can share screen.
Yeah, so I think my screen is visible, right, over
Yep.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here, in your case, it was just giving the key, right, K1, K2, K3. But in my
Hmm.
case, it is giving whole value and it is repeating 1, 2, 3 times.
Three times it is giving you your value.
Yes.
What is your Python version? 3.13.
Yeah. This is where I just said yes, but yeah, like it's still.
Uh, Generally, it should not give. In Python 3.11, it was not giving. Maybe it's a version update and they have updated something inside that. I don't know. But yeah, ideally, it should not give like this kind of
Okay, okay. Ideally, here only will come K1, K2, K3 kind of, right? The same
for
that it came in your case.
it should also always give me like an indexes. Even now I have tested,
Okay,
it's giving me indexes. But yeah, maybe like because of Python version issue, there is a situation. I'm using
that
Python 3.11. Test with that. I think it will give you the same thing. Maybe test with 3.9. Yeah.
it's same in my case.
Uh,
No
then
issue. I got like this is kind of key
then I don't
here
know
only key
because
value. Okay.
no, like this should not happen.
Hmm.
Not give you all this value three times because it doesn't make sense to me. And okay, just do one thing, Dhruv. Create a new dictionary, D1, a fresh one. Maybe some like a catching or some garbage collection it is not able to call. Yeah, so just yeah, put any values, anything. Yeah, give some random values. Fine. Now run that inside the loop.
Same, right?
For I in D1. D1 is a variable, right? Print I. Yeah, same
Okay.
result. Maybe there was a catching issue or something that has happened with respect to that D variable.
That might be, that might be.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
I can say.
technically it should, yeah, like give a key only.
Yes,
Yeah,
got it.
technically keys are indexes, so it should give key. Yeah, fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is fixed. GD is asking Saturday will always be true. You can understand the situation as check if Sunday or Saturday, which is basically true, as any non-empty string is true in Python. Yeah, that's correct. That's basically behave as a like a wildcard kind of a situation. So where you are trying to give a data, and if there is a valid data, it will be considered as a true data. And this is what like if is trying to validate. Okay, guys. So with that, thank you so much. I'll give you assignment. Believe me, solve the assignment. You will get a lot of knowledge, maybe more than me, right? Because coding is all about practice. Like as much as possible. So fine with that. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, whatever is left. Take rest, and then from morning start working. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.